Good morning, everyone. It's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building for another SPS Monday Motivation. Hope you guys had a great weekend. If you were on my social media timeline, you know where I was. I was down in the D at Ford Field. We had finally completed the SPS Edge Road to Ford Field, and it was a great time indeed. 2 days of great sporting events, great football games at Ford Field. I want to shout out my guy, Andrew Fox Jr. of the Fox team, powered by Good Company Realty, being the sponsor for the SPS Road to Ford Field, along with the other sponsors as well. But these final games, De La Salle versus Grand Rapids, Forest Hills, Central, Belleville versus Caledonia, Muskegon versus King High School, and it was all about championship culture. That's what we were talking about this weekend, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Normally, as you know, with my SPS Monday Motivation, I either pull from the headlines or it's something that I sense or happened in my personal life. But right here, I didn't have to go far for the research. I didn't have to go far for the evidence-based practices that we talk about so much in our psychology background or our doctoral studies. You need the evidence-based information. I got it straight from the horse's mouth. When I posed a question to each winning coach that I interviewed and each winning player on the championship team, wanted to talk about championship culture. In this particular case, 3 of the teams that I talked to had a history. Starting with De La Salle, they won their 3rd. That's right, 3 state championships in a row. 1, 2, 3. They know about championship culture. Belleville won a back-to-back state championship amongst all of this spotlight information that they got that they sure did not want with the transition of their coach, but an interim coach stepped in and do great things. And King High School, led by number 1 player in the country right now, Dante Moore, had a back-to-back state championship victory. So let me talk about championship culture and the great information I got from these guys. Let's start with head coach Dan Roan of the De La Salle Pilots. Yeah, it was great listening to him and talking to him and all of his players. He was one of the first games for the SPS Road to Ford Field. It was De La Salle versus Muskegon, 2 teams that end up playing in the state championship. So when I posed a question about championship culture to Dan Roan, he said, "Don't let off the gas." I thought that was really good, because what do we do when we find ourselves having success? We let back a little bit. We fall back. We think of all these other reasons of why we don't keep pushing, don't keep going. I think that's really important, that you don't let off the gas. Right here we have a LinkedIn user, no name, but saying, "Good morning, Lindsey. Thank you for highlighting our young scholars." Indeed. I think that may be Crystal. She normally comes through like that. Thank you for supporting SPS, no doubt. But when Dan Roan says that, I think that's important. I'm going to relay this to what's happening in my life. It doesn't mean if you have to have a business to talk about championship culture or you got to be a coach. You can be creating a championship culture for your own internal business, who you are. You are the CEO of your life. Your family and friends are your board members. So no matter what, whether you're a coach, whether you're a CEO, whoever you are, you can take on a championship culture mindset and don't let off the gas. So what happened is, after we finished the SPS Road to Ford Field, football was over for the state of Michigan, I said, man, hey, I got to get ready for the SPS Road to the Breslin. And that's what we did. The next day was put it out there. Don't let off the gas when it comes to a championship culture. Keep pushing, keep going. Another one, we talked to Coach DeJuan Rogers of the interim head coach for the now state championship and now back-to-back Belleville Tigers. He did a great job in that interim role, showed up in his suit. He said he was interviewing for a role, and he talked about no excuses. That's what he said, no excuses. Think about all excuses they could have made because Belleville was in the spotlight in the media because of a coaching transition, so much scrutiny, but they were able to win an overtime game against Cass Tech that put them into the finals and did really well in that final game. He said no excuses. How many times, guys, do we think of excuse not to get out of the bed to go to the gym? Do we think of excuse not to follow up on the email? Do we think of excuse not to be able to follow through with what we said we wanted to do and accomplish? So you have to have a no excuses mindset when it comes to talking about a championship culture, whether it's at your school as a leader, whether it's in your household. No excuses. We have to get this done. Going back to De La Salle, my guy Tristan Nichols, so proud of this young man. When I posed a question to him of what championship culture means to him after winning his 3rd, that's right, 3 state championships, he said, you got to believe in yourself. And I think this is very interesting because Tristan had overcome a torn ACL. I've had that ACL surgery. It's no joke. Still to come back and catch touchdowns in a state championship game after what? Some offers were taken off the table. He had some scholarship offers that were taken away, but he proved them all wrong. But he said you got to believe in yourself. Do you believe in yourself enough to go forward to accomplish the goals you say? I mean, that's something you got to do. So many times we use that term, well, I'm trying. Language is important. Remove try from your vocabulary. If you got up this morning with a goal, say, hey, I'm going to get this done. This I'm trying is leaving too much to fate compared to saying I'm going to get it done because you believe in yourself. Tristan talked about he believed that his knee was in a position that his ACL, that is, he could respond and do what he needed to do, and he did it. So a great example out of the mouth of babes. A great young man, so proud of him and what he has going on. Then we move on to Coach Ty Spencer. That's right, Coach Ty Spencer representing those back-to-back King Crusaders. It was so great to see Coach Spencer again. Great guy. We always enjoy our post-game conversation. So I said, Coach, you got a back-to-back win. You've had like 5 championships in 8 years, if I believe that correctly. I said, Coach, what you got for me about championship culture? Coach Ty Spencer says, stay hungry. He said he was once told, someone said, winning makes you soft. You got to stay hungry. That's kind of going back to not letting off the gas. It's like you got to keep going. See, what happens is when we're living a life of success and achieving things, many times we will dim our own light to be able to allow others to be able to feel comfortable. But if you're focused on success and you got a goal, you got to put those blinders on and keep going and stay hungry. That right, winning does make you soft. Winning does make you sit back a little bit and rest on your laurels. But you got to get right back at it if you're trying to achieve these goals. So I think that's great insight coming from Coach Ty Spencer. And then the man of the hour, everyone loves Dante. That's going to be a show one day, right? SPS with back-to-back state champion King quarterback Dante Moore talking about his post-game motivational speeches as well as him saying what championship culture means to him. You know what he said championship culture means to him? To be dominant and expect to win. That's Dante Moore right there, folks. Be dominant and expect to win. Can you be dominant? I talk to players all the time who have rankings, whether it's basketball or football, and, you know, they come into the game or come to the event and everyone's saying, hey, that's the man right there, or that's the girl right there, that's the woman right there. You got to live up to that. You got to go ahead and be dominant. You got to go ahead and shut it down. King was dominant against a great Muskegon team. Shout out to Muskegon Big Reds, my guy, Coach Keith Guy, not only basketball coach there for the Muskegon Big Reds, but also the athletic director. Hey, couldn't find a better person. Look forward to being with him in January for that Muskegon showcase. It's going to be a good thing. But hey, you got to be dominant. And you have to be able to go forward and know you're going to win. Now, why do you know you're going to win? Not because you're arrogant, because you put the work in. That's what Michael Jordan talked about. He knew he was going to be successful because he worked hard in practice. Many of us have these expectations of championships and winning, but you don't put the work in. You telling me about your championship culture and how you go win, and you getting up at 12 noon saying, hey, I'm about to ease into the day. You got to get up, set these goals, and go, 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 go. You got to give yourself enough opportunities to not reach the goal so you can keep pushing. It can't be like the Marine Corps, one shot, one kill all the time. You got to put some work in, put some effort in. I am just so thankful that when I sat back at the beginning of the season and said, hey, let's do the SPS Road to Ford Field. I said, I know I'm going to need some sponsors. At the time, it wasn't lined up, but I said, hey, this is my goal. I'm going to work on it. And we saw it to the end. You guys saw the images, you saw me being there, and now we're going to start all over again. So it's all about what you want to do to build your championship culture, whether you're a coach, whether you're a team, whether you're a business person, whether you're a homemaker. It doesn't matter. What is the championship culture? And these young men have set some great examples of what to be. Don't let off the gas. No excuses. Believe in yourself. Be dominant. Stay hungry and don't get soft. With that being said, this is Lindsey Hudson with SPS. I'm just grateful to be able to share this message, grateful for all that those individuals have achieved, and I just want to inspire you to go forward. You can have a championship culture. Take notes from these individuals who have achieved it and doing great things with it, and there's nothing wrong with being successful. I repeat that. There's nothing wrong with being successful. I won't keep you guys. We're getting to hit the 10-minute mark. It's been a great day, and I want to wish you guys all the best, a great day, great week, great month, great year, and Lindsey Hudson, see you really soon on the SPS Road to the Breslin. Take care. Peace.